styles make fights, fellas, and we could be in for a good one here. I suspect if you're Martinez's corner, you do want this fight on the ground.
Yeah, well, you know, there's a lot of movement from Joseph, so you got to be careful coming in there. You know, you see the boxing. Hairo, you know, boxers have good counting punching, and Hairo just caught him coming in.
Yeah, I think Martinez has a little bit of a reach advantage as well, as Won sneaks in a knee.
And something we're seeing here is a lot of pressure. He's driving that shoulder in, going for the single. Now, he split his power there going for the double, and that's very difficult to do when a fighter has his hips down and are spread. You really have to pick a leg and choose which one you're going to go for.
Absolutely. And here it is again, right back up against the cage.
He's doing a great job of getting under those counter shots as he approaches, as Joseph Won approaches him. He gets under them, gets the fight to the clinch, and I think this is where you're going to be able to see him kind of control the pace. Tire Joe out a little bit, make it a little bit dirtier, and that's going to give him the advantages and open up the striking.
Yeah, he did say earlier, before the fights, he wanted to use his hands to see if he put some dirty boxing to work up against the cage. He did a little right there, that last exchange.
Both these guys look like big welterweights.
Yeah. Yeah, at 5'9", you think perhaps a lower weight class.
Oh, big foot stomps.
Big stomps.
Oh, that is nasty. Right here in front of us.
Yeah, although, you know what, a guy who's trained Taekwondo all his life, I think the feet are probably tougher than most people.
Yeah.
There he goes again.
No response from Joseph,
no.
Not really phased. You know, the ref's complaining there's just not a lot of movement there. That's not really enough to keep him busy. You know, if you're going to stay in the clinch, you got to do a little bit more than foot stomps.
Absolutely. I'd like to see Won use some more kicks, too, if he can ever get some distance away from Martinez just smothering him.
Excellent defense by Joe, getting that underhook. And there's some knees.
First sign of offense.
Yeah, Martinez starting to find his range as well. Some good heavy shots from Won. But all it gets him is a takedown.
Unorthodox takedown at that. All right, so we've got Martinez here in top position. Let's see if he can figure out how to get in on Won.
Won needs to create a little space, get his back up against the cage, and wall walk up. You know, there's a little bit of room there for him to do that, but Hairo needs to control that. He's right now, Joe's going to look to push off the cage in some sort of explosive way to finish this round not on the bottom, and Hairo needs to be ready for that initial movement.
So it's easy to think that the wall walk is not available when you have somebody like Martinez sitting on your knee there, but all you have to do is slip that knee out if he's down that low.
Yep, slip coming up through this organization. It's fantastic as we're ready for the second round.
Two lead leg kicks
Huge.
From Hairo.
Tree-chopping leg kicks.
They were big and they landed, but they opened him up for the counter.
Yeah, nice counter punches from Won.
Yeah, so you got to set those up. You know, throw the punch. Won, he didn't land there, but he threw the punch, threw the kick. You know, that it changes levels. There's two different directions coming at you. And while Hairo's kicks landed and they did damage, you got to be careful of that painful check or those big counter punches, which is what Joseph decided to do.
It's a balancing act. Do you risk eating a couple big counter punches to chop down that lead leg, or,
big counter
nice hook.
If you just keep those hands up, you can do both, though, right?
And here are the fellas right above our broadcast booth.
Get a little fight juice on you. Looking for a double.
He's got the legs.
Oh,
See, right there, he transitioned to a single.
Yep.
So he had two. He split his power. He wasn't able to finish. Then Hairo smartly switched to a single leg. Now he needs to pull it off away from the cage and suck it in and ride the pipe.
Yeah, just picking his leg up off the mat is not going to be enough. He needs to jerk that leg out of there and either step through for a trip or
big shots landed.
Both fighters lasting big shots upstairs. Short hooks. There's a straight punch from Won.
Breathing through his mouth really heavily, though.
Beautiful blast double.
That was well timed.
The crowd liked that one, too.
Hairo Martinez, I think he's right in front of his friend's table.
Yeah,
well
they
done.
came up out of their seats off that one.
What's interesting with that is that was the first time he shot that double that way. He seemed to like to get the fight to the ground by pushing him up against the cage, making it dirty. That was a beautiful double leg takedown that he just changed levels, got right behind the knees, and sucked him in. Joseph, again, he's in a bit of a position to wall walk, but he has a very strong Hairo on top of him. In full guard with the fighter, with Hairo being able to push Joseph against the cage, it actually takes away from his hips. He's looking for the pass, but he has to watch the ankle lock.
Yeah, but good maneuvering by Martinez.
Stepping
Won
over from
doesn't
Mount.
seem too interested in the leg lock at this point. Maybe working it now. Maybe working it now. Yes, he is.
The grip is not there, but
No.
he does have it trapped.
Not a move you see very often in the amateur MMA division.
ranks, and thank goodness you don't see it in the amateur ranks too often.
Now, Hairo just did exactly what he had to do. He stepped over with his outside leg, and he now has Joseph in turbo position with a seatbelt. Heavy ground and pound landing. The ref is calling for movement, and Joe gives it to him, wisely.
I thought Won protected well down there from those.
Wow.
And again, that's both times we've seen Won in kind of a compromising position at the end of the round, and the horn gets him out of trouble.
And you have to wonder,
Finish.
when you're real tired and you rely on what you're used to doing, it doesn't exert as much energy.
No.
When wrestlers try to throw punches, they arm them a lot. There's a lot of overexerted energy used. But when a boxer throws it, it's fluid. That's why you're able to throw those things when you're so tired.
Right.
Martinez doing an excellent job of controlling the center of the cage, controlling the distance too in most of this fight as well, and is imploring Won to come in and let's exchange views.
Yeah. Won's fighting off of his back foot quite a bit. So
He is, but he does do these in and outs. He backs up, but then he explodes forward, and he's landed a few hard shots that way. It doesn't let you throw good combinations, but it does let you land the big ones.
little lull in the action here for Martinez. He started this round slow.
He might be waiting to see what kind of advantage he's going to have as Joe continues to push a little bit more effort. He might see that his gas tank's going low and then try to catch him while he's recovering. That's one of the most difficult things to get over when you're trying to catch your breath and a guy is coming at you and really putting volume at you.
Also could be by design from his corner. Hey, well, if they believe they're up 2-0, let's get your win back, win the end of this round too.
Oh, his corner's calling for a double.
Well, he's got him against the cage. Joe's looking for the counter, but he doesn't, he's kind of a little flat-footed. You need to see a little more movement.
Won landing a few good single punches, but they're only single punches.
You're absolutely right, and Hairo's calling for him for a little more action, but he's not giving it to him.
Right.
Here's a quick little combo out of Joe Won. I'm sorry, go ahead, Chris.
Won looks comfortable playing the counterpunch role, and so far Martinez is not giving it to him here in this round.
Two big shots landed right there.
Nice 1-2 out of Joseph Won.
Won is not looking to push the fight at all. He's not coming in. He's throwing a couple shots and getting right back out and waiting for Martinez to bring the fight to him.
But, when you're tired, this might be what he knows. We were talking about this in the middle of the round. This might be where he's comfortable, counter fighting. As Hairo comes in, he engages, then disengages before Hairo's able to counter. And quite frankly, it's working for him.
That was a long distance takedown.
Not telegraphed, but still Won not able to stop it. But yeah, that looked like it was in slow motion.
I think if Won had not been that close to the cage, he might have been able to get out of the way.
Oh, Martinez with a nice step over.
Yeah, and the cage bounced him right back into range, and we could be seeing the beginning of the end, fellas.
Full mount, raining down.
Joe's covering up well, but he's just not giving. He's not exploding on the hips. You need to see some sort of shift, and that's the fight.
Stop.
Referee Sean Spath has seen enough.
Won doesn't look too upset either.
No, it does. He's upset. It
now he is.
I don't think he was getting hurt down there, but I don't think he was going to change.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, referee Sean Spath has called a stop to the fight at 2 minutes and 49 seconds into the third round. For your winner by TKO in the red corner, Hairo Martinez!